My mind is brimming over and the tears begin to flow, for I'm standing on this grassy bank where we gathered long ago. My tears fall where my friends once sat, and in the long green grass are lost. For each teardrop held a memory of the Ballyellis cross. From the toiling of a hard day's work, they came to talk and rest, and the sun turned leaves to amber as her rays set in the west. My heart longs to turn back the clock 50 years or more, for to see my Ballyellis friends that I knew in days of yore. There we talked about Miles Byrne, who lived a 2 mile beyond the cross, who fought so brave in '98 until the cause was lost. When threatened with eviction, said he'd serve not king or queen. He refused to wear the yeoman's red, proudly wore the croppy green. We recall that famous battle fought at the Ballyellis walls, where the ancient Britain soldiers vowed to slay the rebels all. But the men from Cran, Mike Dwyer and Holt, they fought them fair and brave, and they laid those tyrants in a plot that we call the Britain's grave. Now I had to go to New South Wales, for the times at home were tough. Australia's lands were sunny, but the work was hard and rough. And my mother died that week I left, and I could not mourn her loss. But the men who bore her coffin had sat at the Ballyellis cross. At the cross we watched the threshing mill pass by on harvest night, to set up in some haggard fir to thresh by morning's light. We talked about the price of grain and who had stocked and stacked, of the men who'd pitch sheaves to the mill and the ones who manned the sacks. It was at that cross us young lads learned how to waltz and dance a set. And when the old men told ghost stories, we were frightened half to death. On moonlight nights 'twas like daylight that we learned to pitch and toss, and the moonbeams lit our way back home from the Ballyellis cross. There was the Doyles from Ballyellis and the butlers Lar and Dan. Toll, who came from Knockshawn a great story-telling man. J. Murphy and Mike Nolan, they talked hurling every night, with the Gregans and the Kinslers and the Dorns from Castlewhite. Now I'm back home on my native land, for my heart was sad and sore, for I want to lay my bones beside the church in Askamore. I know that when I meet my God, my soul it won't be lost. When I tell him I told stories on the Ballyellis cross. Now I dry my tears and gaze upon this place that gave me birth. I'd be proud to leave my footprints on this Ballyellis earth. God bless those men who are with us still, and God rest those under the moss. For while I live, I'll not forget the Ballyellis cross.